What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's Rachel here with Maker's Gonna Learn, your ultimate die cutting community. Although today it should be called Baker's Gonna Learn because we are actually using brownies in today's project. We're gonna be sharing with you how to make adorable little powdered sugar stencils that you guys can create the most easiest, simplest, cutest little Christmas desserts ever. If you guys have a die cutting machine and you're not sure what to do with it, or maybe you've had it for several years and you're looking for some more inspiration, check out the very first link in the description below where you guys can get all the information about Maker's Gonna Learn. We have thousands of cut files, hundreds of fonts, amazing printable guides, awesome resources for Cricut beginners, commercial licensing, and so much more. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Today, we're going to be using some boxed brownie mix, which just takes like eggs, water, and oil. So easy, the easiest brownies ever. Today, we're using Pillsbury chocolate fudge brownie mix, and this is the family size for a 9x13 baking pan. We have some sixlets that have red candies in them. You probably know where we're going with that. We're going to make little Rudolph's nose with these red sixlets. Feel free to get red M&Ms, red mini M&Ms, jelly beans, whatever you guys want to use for his little nose. We just picked some sixlets up at Walmart. We also have some red cookie icing. Again, use whatever you have. All this is doing is going to help us a little tiny dot to adhere a sixlet on to our brownie for Rudolph's nose. So you don't have to use this. This is optional, but it does help that nose stay in place. So we have a little bit of red icing. We also have confectioner sugar or powdered sugar, whatever you want to call it. We have a teeny tiny little sifter. We actually had this in our craft studio, guys, to use with glitter. If you guys ever make glitter ornaments or glitter tumblers or anything like that, we absolutely love to use a little sifter to really be able to get that glitter nice and even on your project. So we have that adorable little sifter here, and we're also going to be using Cricut Craft board. Now that is what we're going to be using our stencil for. That's what our stencil is going to be made out of, is that craft board. Feel free to use some vellum or some like craft plastic or cardstock, anything like that that you want to use. We're just going to be using craft board today along with our standard Cricut mat. And now we will go over and head into Design Space and share with you all the adorable little cut file that we're using. Guys, how cute is this little powdered sugar stencil going to be? Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so this is the cut file that we have today. Super versatile, really adorable. So what we're going to be doing is taking out some elements, resizing some elements, and finally making our stencil with it. So we actually don't want any of these words. So we're just going to click on that layer in the Layers panel and click Delete. And now we want this nose here. We're going to ungroup really quick, and I want this nose to be smaller. So I'm going to make that boop, way smaller, and then use my arrow key one time to put that right back in the center there. And why that is because I do want the powdered sugar to be there as a guide for me to put his little nose at, because it would be a little hard to place his nose without having a little guide there. So I wanted to make that smaller in order to be able to see my mark, but it not be so large to where you're going to see the powdered sugar underneath the candy or anything like that. So now what we're going to do is take all of these layers and weld them. Go to the bottom of your screen, bottom of your layers panel, and click weld. Now, guys, you're going to go and grab you a square. And this is important to size your brownies. Now, I know your brownies might be different sizes, but you want to be able to size your brownies. We know that our brownies are 3 inches, and our decal right here is a little over 3 inches. So what we're going to do is make this 2.5 inches wide. And since our brownie is 3 inches, we're actually going to make our stencil maybe like 3.5 inches, a little over the brownie. And now we're going to actually go to arrange and send this to the back so that we can see our reindeer. And we're going to select both of those layers, go up to align, center, and finally slice. So go down here once you have them all centered up, and we're going to go and click slice. And now once they're sliced, you don't need that layer. And here is your stencil right here. So adorable. I cannot wait to use this on our brownie. It's going to be adorable. The biggest thing is to make sure you have lots of overhang. You don't want your brownie to be coming out on these edges. So make sure you have sizes correct to your brownie. It's okay if the design is pretty large on your brownie. That's all right. And if you want him to be smaller, you can totally make him smaller. Completely personal preference. So now that you have that, let me see his size here. That looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and erase that and go ahead and click Make It. And now you see we only have one here. Feel free to cut out a couple if you want to do that. And now we're going to hit continue and we're going to set this to Kraft board and it's just going to cut out for us. So we're going to go browse all materials, select Kraft board and done. And now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to give that a little more pressure and cut that out. Go ahead and place your craft board on your mat. This is a relatively new, pretty sticky mat we have. And now we're just going to load it into our machine and cut it out. And now we're just going to unload our mat. And it was as simple as that to cut, super easy. Go ahead and peel this up very gently off your mat. And look at this adorable stencil. It's going to be so cute. And guys, make sure you go ahead and bake your brownies as the directions. We have a whole plate of them. And here is the one we're going to be decorating today. Here is our little 3-inch brownie. And again, we have our confectioner's sugar here, our cookie icing, and some red candies, along with our little sifter. We're going to place our stencil right on our brownie. And now we're going to open up our powdered sugar. Powdered sugar is kind of tricky to open. So what I like to do, guys, I also have a little cupcake business on the side. And I use powdered sugar very, very often. So what I like to do is kind of lightly pinch the top of that and get some of that to fall down. And if I bend it, you can see some of it's falling down there, you can see. And now you can take that and cut that little area open, get some oxygen in there, get some air in there, and then it will all fall towards the bottom just like that. So now I'm just gonna cut up a little bit because we just need a little slit there. And now, guys, we're gonna bring our brownie in, make sure the stencil's on our brownie well. It looks really nice, just like that. And now we're gonna fill our sifter with some powdered sugar. I'm going to fill it over here to the side. Just a little bit of powdered sugar. A little goes a long way here. Perfect. That's all we're going to use. Now we're going to take it and with the motion like this, we're going to place it all over our little brownie. Just like this. Good. Now you can lay your confectioner sugar to the side. And we're going to lift up the stencil straight up. You don't want to get any of that powdered sugar to fall down on anything. You're going to pick it straight up, just like that. I just shook the extra off in the garbage can, and look how adorable this brownie is, guys. And here we have our little red candy, and I've popped the top off of our icing, and all we're going to do is cut the tip off. Just like so. And now we're going to apply a little bit of this onto the nose of our reindeer. And now you can place that candy right there. Guys, look how adorable this little Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer brownie is to make with all of your brownies this holiday season. Just absolutely adorable. Reuse this stencil as many times as you need to. It's so simple. Just lay them over the brownie, sprinkle it on, place it or pick it up straight up. You don't want any of that falling down, and you have an adorable little winking red-nosed reindeer. Guys, how adorable was this little reindeer brownie? Oop, he slid on me. I think he is just the cutest little fella ever, and I cannot wait to make a whole platter of them for the holiday season. Talk about a super easy way to take an ordinary dessert into a holiday themed adorable little treat. I hope that you all enjoyed this video along with this super easy tutorial. I don't know if we have worked with food on the YouTube channel in a very, very long time, but I had a lot of fun with it. It's a super simple tutorial. This was just a couple of minutes for you guys to watch, and I hope that you did learn a whole lot and that you're excited to make treats like this for this holiday season. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, give us a like, leave us a comment down below if you have any questions. Go ahead and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and as always, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.